husband got me a cheap shoe rack for Christmas and several thoughtful and personal Etsy gifts for another woman. He's cheating on you. Guarantee you she's bouncing up on it. Context. My husband is a doctor. He knows this woman through friends. She's his friend's wife. For me, it's not about the money. It's the fact that he got her several gifts that were super personal. Then he got me something that I didn't want that's cheap quality. He also asked me what I wanted for Christmas. I gave him an Amazon wish list, which he ignored. Anyways, I found out about this because I logged into the Etsy website so that I could search for something for my mom. I saw that he had an account with a lot of notifications and an order history, so I looked at it out of curiosity. My husband and I have been together for 14 years. We're in a good spot in our relationship, or so I thought. I was with him through college, medical school, residency, and now his first year as an attending doctor. I work as a teacher full-time and I contribute to all bills. I confronted him about this and he admitted that the gifts were indeed for her and not for his friend, who she's married to. He was basically speechless and frozen with fear. I cried and left the house and I told him, "Don't you think it was weird that you chose not to tell me?" He said nothing. Then he angrily said, "I'm sorry, okay?" As though my sadness was some sort of nuisance to him. No, he's only upset because he's been caught. He's been caught when he truly, truly didn't think he was going to be, so he didn't even bother to try to come up with a cover story. He's only upset that he's been caught. I'm so heartbroken and I can't stop crying. Anyways, am I the asshole? You're absolutely not the asshole because you have every fucking right to be upset. You have every right to be upset. Like, this is how you find out that your husband is cheating on you because he bought this bitch a whole bunch of fucking elaborate, special, personalized gifts and gave you something that you didn't even ask for after asking you what it was that you fucking wanted. I heard that doctors were terrible to be married to because of their arrogance, but I didn't really believe it. I mean, I don't have no fucking experience being married to a goddamn doctor. But bro really thought he was oh so fucking smart and he just was not going to get caught. He didn't even bother to delete the fucking order history or log out of the fucking Etsy account. Like, he really thought he wasn't going to be fucking caught. All right, now, OP, we done spent the whole day crying. And we're sad and we're going to be sad for a little while longer. But I need you to wake up tomorrow mad as fuck. I need you to wake up tomorrow mad as shit and call the friend. You need to contact the friend and ask him, did his wife show him what your husband got her for fucking Christmas? Let him know that people are giving out personalized gifts and you didn't get none, nor did you buy any. So you need to contact the friend and let him know that his wife and your husband are bumping uglies. Somebody needs to let somebody know, baby, I need you to wake up mad and start spreading this shit the fuck around.
My boyfriend just gave me a religious ultimatum out of the blue while I'm out of state with my parents. I have no one to talk to. I, 21 female, have been dating my boyfriend Luke, 25 male, for 2.5 years. Our relationship has been very serious since 6 months in. We have been talking about getting engaged after I graduate college in the spring for about a year now. We even went to look at rings. Background: Luke was raised Catholic all his life, but when I met him, he was not very religious. Didn't go to church, never mentioned religion. I was raised in a non-denominational church, and although I believe in God, I am also not a very religious person. Around 6 months ago, Luke expressed to me that he has had an interest in delving deeper into his faith, something I full-heartedly supported. I even bought him some Catholic books to show my support. I was also open-minded about converting to Catholicism down the road as well if that's what he wanted. There were moments during our discussions where Luke mentioned some pretty hurtful stuff like how he thought non-denominational churches were essentially fake and the way I believed in God was not right. I took this to be extremely offensive, but we talked it out and moved on. This is also the time when he confessed to me that he had been using pornography and pictures of his past friends to masturbate during the entirety of our relationship, despite being clear to me early on that he was against that type of stuff, even when I never thought twice about it or cared at the beginning. That came as a huge shock to me that he went an extra mile to deceive me even though it was not needed. I was taken aback and hurt, but we have moved on. What? Ew! Fast forward to this week. I'm spending time at my family's out of state and he texted me out of the blue yesterday that we are going to have to follow the Catholic rules of not using contraception, condoms, or even the pulling out method. I was shocked. I said, absolutely not. I want to plan our children and I don't want to have a bunch of kids. He essentially became very preachy and said that it was God's will, it's a sin. And if he doesn't practice it, he will be committing sacrilege when taking communion. There was paragraphs of just really intense messages like that. Essentially, he said he is committed to being a good Catholic and that we can practice natural family planning. We literally talked for hours and he will not compromise on this at all. He says that if I don't agree to this, our values are not the same and our relationship is over. All of this is over text and calls as I don't fly back until next week. I am just so overwhelmed. We have been together for so long and we have made plans for our lives together. He has had a religious awakening and I feel as if I've been left behind. I was not considered in any of this. He has already known for at least a year that I want at most 2 children. I have been very transparent. He has agreed with me until now. We were on the same page. No logical or rational reasoning is getting through to him. I've begged him to call his mom and she said, I think it's crazy now, but I was raised Catholic and did the same and that's how your sister was born. And she says she does not have an opinion to give. Our lives are interconnected. We flew to a different state last month to look at where to live because we planned on moving after I graduated. He has a job lined up and I've done months of job research in that area as well. We've told our parents about our plans to get married. I don't have family in my state. He's my person. I am alone. I've commuted to him from my college town to his place every week, a 2-hour drive, for 2.5 years because I had a flexible schedule. I love him and I'm heartbroken and I'm scared. I don't know what I should do. I don't know if our relationship is salvageable, even if he changes his mind. He is a very stubborn person, so it might happen. I feel disrespected and just blindsided. I don't know if I should just break up with him now or wait until I fly back next week. Okay, definitely wait to break up with him. Have this conversation in person, right? Text, phone calls, it's hard. You're trying to spend time with your family. I hate that he's having this conversation with you when he knows you're with your family. I hate when people do that, knowing like if you're on vacation, if you're out and about and you're not here, why are you bothering me? Unless it's like a life or death situation, please do not bother me with this type of stuff. Second, have that conversation in person. Do I think he's going to change his mind? No. So what that means is that you have to prepare yourself because you're going to have to probably move on from this. Because if he's this stubborn about this, wait till other things in life. Marriage is not easy. It's all about compromise and he doesn't look like he's giving you any room to squeeze in. And I get it's easier for me just to sit here and say that because you've invested so much, like your future has been revolved all around this, but it's definitely not what is there worth for you to consider. He doesn't want you to use birth control. What? You're only 21. Run away. Will he find someone who aligns with him like that? 100%. Is it you? No. The man's a walking red flag. I don't know. Unfortunately, fortunately, I don't know which one it is for this one, but he came into this revelation, but it's not. I'm glad he came into this before you guys got married. Imagine if he sprung this on you after you guys are already married. Then what? Look at it as a blessing that you found out now.
Is my boyfriend the asshole for defending me against his mom? Last night, we went to dinner with my boyfriend's 30 male family, which was 11 of us. Mom, dad, 4 siblings, 2 spouses, my boyfriend, and myself. We are generally close with his family and spend a considerable more amount of time with his side of the family than mine. I, 27 female, am 35 weeks pregnant for the first time and am a rather small person. I'm 5 feet tall, and before pregnancy, I was 100 pounds, but am now 151 pounds.
Dang, 100 pounds?
50.
$150?
Yeah.
Pre-pregnancy or post-pregnancy?
100 before.
100 and then gain
after.
50.
All right. No.
The additional weight is all belly. Even though I stood to gain some extra weight, my belly really pops. I started having early contractions last week, and his family is always checking on me, which is so endearing. At dinner, his mom got up and came over to us as we were seated on opposite/far sides of the table and asked me how I was doing and then proceeded to grab my belly with no warning. My boyfriend instantly told her not to touch me without asking first, and she responded with, "I can touch my granddaughter." And my boyfriend responded with, "You can, but you're not actually touching her, you're touching my girlfriend." His mom seemed pretty peeved and just went back to her seat without saying anything. His family is pretty relaxed, but I've never seen my boyfriend be so defensive about something. I didn't mind that he stood up for me because people grab my belly often. I suffer from PTSD due to childhood abuse and am not used to people just grabbing me or touching me, as I'm not a very touchy person. I really did appreciate him doing that for me because I've told him how shocking it is when people just come up and grab me or don't ask to touch the belly. I wouldn't have said anything to her because this isn't the first time she's done it, and I don't have the energy currently to be so assertive. But after telling some coworkers, I got mixed reviews on his actions. Most people were cheering him on, but some people thought it was a little snappy. So is he the asshole or a good partner? I vote good partner.